Last year, I joined the Lettering Style Challenge with a carefully chosen palette. It looked great, but by day 6, I realized it wasn't going to hold up. This was the palette I started with. It had a nice luxe feel to it, with some pretty champagne and blue tones. My inspiration for the cohesive color palette came from Aurelie's Lettering Style Challenge in 2022. Her work carried one palette throughout the entire series, yet each brand stood alone beautifully. The colors made the collection feel intentional and cohesive. There are so many strong pieces it's hard to pick a favorite, but the Oreo and Lego pieces really stood out for me. They're playful while still completely grounded by the palette. When I began my project, I was really excited and leaned into the background textures to give each logo more weight. For Boston Pizza, I imagined the ribbon was stitched onto denim, and the canvas texture on the background really helped sell that idea. By day 6, I'd reached Hudson's Bay, and I felt like I was designing for the palette instead of the brand. To offset that, I tried adding the signature Hudson's Bay blanket colors, and even though I liked the result, I felt like a departure from my cohesive color palette. So I gave the palette one more try with Canadian Tire, and by the time I set down my pencil, I knew it was time to throw the color palette out the window and let the rest of the series find its own way. That decision made the project a lot more enjoyable. I let my gut steer the palette for each logo, and I think the results were stronger. One of my favorites was experimenting with the wood texture on the CN piece. I don't think it would have worked nearly as well in the Luxe palette. So overall, I'm really happy with how this project landed, even with a few bumps along the way. I'll wrap this up by saying that the challenges can feel like a lot going in, so take them at your own pace. My best advice that I got was to aim for 70% done and then move on to the next day. You can always circle back later. October 1st is coming up fast, so if you're planning to do the challenge, think about whether you want to stick to a palette, pick a theme, or just wing it. And if you found this video was useful, give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see the next one.